What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. Good morning to you. Good morning. Folgers. It's good to the last drop. All right, so apparently, all right, some white boys from Penn State University, all right, they were probably legacy hires, meaning they probably weren't smart enough to be in the school, but since their parents got enough money to throw at the school, they're allowed to get into school, right, and steal a person who actually deserves an education, right, so that we can, benefit the society by getting people who are actually talented at whatever subject they actually pick and excel and translate that into the economy. But no. We'll just get a bunch of dumbass white boys whose parents got enough money, let them go to the most prestigious schools and waste years and seats that could be given to somebody who really deserves it, who could benefit society. But these white boys, what these white boys did? They got caught selling drugs. And what kind of drugs? Their favorite. Well, their second favorite now. All right, cocaine. They're calling this an upper level drug operation. I don't know. They always try to sanitize it when white people get caught doing the shit that they love to talk about when black people get caught doing. Had this been a black thing, they were like, oh, a gang of hooligan rappers. They're vicious international drug sale corporation conglomerate. They were gang. They were all kind of colors. They will pack all this shit. Yeah, these vicious, violent people are selling vicious drugs and fentanyl. They'll throw fentanyl out there. Fentanyl is a trigger to white people, like white women, right? Right? You can't touch they white women and can't touch they fentanyl. That's they shit. Fentanyl is white people's shit, and them Chinese don't figure that shit out. That's why they pumping that shit across the border and sending that shit up through Mexico. All right, anyway. So these white, not only, all right, these are frat brothers too. They're in the fraternity. All right, fraternity. They're supposed to be the most upstanding, prestigious members of European society. Huh? And they're here selling cocaine to, who do you think they're selling cocaine to? Let's see. Penn State University, legacy hires, bunch of rich white people. Who do you think is consuming this shit, huh? Oh, white people, huh? Because white people love that. That white milky mayonnaise powdery stuff. They love that shit, all right? And the fentanyl is the kicker. That's when fentanyl is the thing that they do when, they both want to commit suicide and have a good time at the same time. That's what they do. They figure 50-50, baby. Either I'm going to be up or I'm going to be out. One of them, right? But yeah, Penn State University. Bunch of preppy-looking white boys, huh? The kind that would cross the street when they saw a black person. The kind that'll always get away with it. The kind that when walks into a store, not one Asian person looks at them and say, you know what? He might be stealing. I love it when you guys get caught doing. And the thing is, you guys do it you guys are more criminals than us. You guys participate in more criminal activity than us. And you participate in the worst criminal activity. And that's when it's considered a crime. Most of the time, y'all commit criminal activities and y'all call it foreign policy or law or some shit like that. I mean, every which way society, you guys commit crimes. And y'all just be projecting on everybody else, to be honest. That's what y'all be doing. But anyway, that's how we starting off the day. White folks and them criminals. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Two fraternities at Penn State University are at the center of a highly profitable cocaine ring, according to state prosecutors, who say the drugs were cut and packaged right there in the frat houses, sometimes by pledges. Among those charged, 13 current and former students and one student's father. More now from CBS's Michael George.
Investigators say all but one of the 14 charged were Penn State students at the time of the alleged criminal conduct. Pennsylvania's Attorney General Dave Sunday says the drug operation was run inside two fraternity houses in 2023 and 2024.
Cocaine was primarily packaged at the fraternity houses, and in fact, we found a pattern of events that showed cutting and bagging cocaine was, for some pledges, an indoctrination into the Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi fraternities.
Authorities say the two main dealers were senior members of the fraternities.
Agostino Abatiello was at the very top of the chain. Thomas Robinson was a rung below that on the ladder.
According to the criminal complaint, the drugs were sold at parties and other college social events. One defendant is accused of buying more than 5 pounds of cocaine in a 9-month period. 6 defendants are facing felony charges. 8 others are charged with misdemeanors. Penn State says it's placing Delta Upsilon on interim suspension pending an investigation. It says Sigma Chi isn't recognized by the university.
The packaging happened at off-campus fraternity houses.
And there was one non-student charged. Paul Robinson, the father of one of the suspects. Authorities say he concealed evidence, including a safe containing drugs and cash. Tony?
Michael George, thank you.
If it was us. If it was us. See this? No, we gotta talk about this. Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi fraternity members. You see? This is what they accused of. At Penn State University. See, I just know this. If it was a Divine Nine organization, right? It wouldn't be on NBC4. That's local news. Oh no, this would be national news, right? This would be on Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. Like, oh, this matter of fact, it would make it international. BBC. I'm like, literally. If it was a black fraternity or sorority accused of this is a reason why, and I'm going to, this is for every member of the Divine Nine. We have to stay focused. We need to come together. We need to step up our game like this, because guess what? They wish something like this happened for us. They want, oh my God. Because guess what? Take that heat off of them. Yeah, that's what happens. We have to come together. We have to, it's 2026. We got to change. Because they want this to happen. Oh my God. Oof. This was us. This was us.
Kilos of cocaine ran through this fraternity house right behind me. That's Sigma Chi, one of 2 Penn State fraternities implicated in a cocaine trafficking ring by Attorney General Dave Sunday. He held a press conference today to say Agostino Bantiello, one of the brothers at Sigma Chi, and Thomas Robinson, one of the brothers at Delta Upsilon, were both being charged after he said they bought large amounts of cocaine from New York and Philadelphia and then repackaged that cocaine, sometimes with help of the pledges. Then they would resell it to other fraternity brothers or other Penn State students. Abantiello has not been arrested yet. However, there were 14 people in total charged, 4 of whom are current Penn State students.
Did y'all hear about the 14 people that's coming from Penn State to the state pen? One of them 14 people is somebody's daddy. Yeah, y'all didn't hear about it. It's okay. I got the article. We gonna read this shit together. More than a dozen Penn State students, some current and some former, are facing charges for trafficking and selling that stuff from their fraternities, according to officials. Brothers and pledges from both Delta Epsilon and Sigma Chi fraternities packaged and sold that stuff to students and locals in State College over multiple years, according to Attorney General Dave Sunday. Sunday also said that the pledges were often expected to cut and bag that stuff as part of their indoctrination into the frats. Thomas Robinson from Delta Epsilon, and I'm not going to try to say your name, sir, but you looking at time, from Sigma Chi are accused of being the top dealers within the drug trafficking operation. Both were students until 2024. Robinson's father was charged alongside his son for allegedly concealing information from the police. There were 12 others charged Monday in connection with the bust. Penn State University said Monday that Delta Epsilon is temporarily suspended while the school's student affairs team investigates the charges. It also said Sigma Chi is not recognized as a school organization and that it operates outside the university's support and oversight. The operation, coined Operation Ugdres Unlimited, was conducted from 2023 to 2024 when kilos of that stuff were allegedly taken from Philadelphia and New York to State College. Sunday said there were 5 dealers and 8 others charged with things like conspiracy, paraphernalia, and other drug charges. The brothers of the frats are accused of selling the stuff at parties, social gatherings, and to friends. Robinson was previously charged in 2024 for UGDRE-related crimes, Sunday said. He is reportedly in custody, but a warrant was issued for that other person's arrest. This is very serious criminal conduct. There was nothing childlike about this conduct, Sunday said. Sunday said that other person was known on campus as the largest dealer of Coca-Cola products for Penn State students. The Attorney General also issued a warning to students as they head to college and live away from home for the first time. There will always be ramifications for your actions. 4 of the individuals charged are still students at the university, officials said. 9 others were former students. Sigma Chi is located at 400 East Prospect Avenue, and Delta Epsilon is found at 229 Lotus Lane. Y'all are wild and putting their address. This one right here is clearly somebody daddy. The rest of y'all are going to State Penn now instead of Penn State. Damn.
500 grams of cocaine, 14 people charged, and a case that stretches back to 2023. According to prosecutors, cocaine was allegedly brought from Philadelphia and New York to State College, where it was packaged and sold primarily to Penn State students through Delta Upsilon and Sigma Chi. In 2023, one alleged transaction involved about 100 grams for $4,000. Then, roughly 250 grams for $7,500. By spring 2024, another alleged transaction involved about 500 grams for roughly $20,000. That same year, investigators were already tracking Thomas Robinson at Delta Upsilon. 5 controlled purchases followed. 4 were recorded. Prosecutors also alleged that fraternity pledges helped cut and package cocaine as part of their initiation. On August 17, authorities charged Robinson, Agostino Abatiello, and 12 others.
And more than a dozen current and former Penn State frat brothers are accused of running a cocaine trafficking ring. Prosecutors say cocaine was cut and packaged at 2 off-campus frat houses, with some pledges forced to help as part of an alleged indoctrination. These 2 former fraternity brothers are accused of being the ringleaders behind the scheme, which allegedly happened between 2023 and 2024. Investigators also tracing the supply of that cocaine to New York and Philadelphia. The university says it's horrified by the allegations and has placed Delta Upsilon on interim suspension, but says Sigma Chi is not a recognized organization and operates outside.
In case you missed it, officers have uncovered a Penn State cocaine trafficking ring. Yeah, you heard that correct. Here's what we know so far. 14 people were connected with the cocaine trafficking ring, and it was primarily Penn State students across 2 fraternities. 13 of those which were current or former Penn State students who were allegedly active in the university from 2023 to 2024. The 4th one is the father of one of the students. And that adult, or the father, the parent, he was charged with evidence tampering and hindering an investigation. So looks like he was trying to protect his son and maybe some of their friends. So the alleged leaders of the cocaine trafficking ring are Augusto and Thomas, and it looks like Thomas and Augusto would regularly make trips to New York and Philadelphia to pick up large quantities of cocaine to distribute to the rest of them. The cocaine was apparently cut and packaged at an off-campus Delta fraternity house. That's what it reads. Prosecutors also state that cutting and packaging cocaine was indoctrination into the fraternity. So if you wanted to get into the fraternity, you had to pack up some smack. That's pretty much what we know so far, so follow for more.
Every accusation is a confession. I will not elaborate.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.